Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the vlog. My name is Vic. Now today's video is the Sony ZV-1 still the perfect travel camera, and I've really brought very little kit. In fact, all I have brought, I've got the DJI Mini 2, I've got an SD card holder for I don't know why, and then I brought one lens. Now why did I bring one lens? Because I figured I'm going to try and buy the Sony ZV-E10 where we are, which is the very top of Ireland, and alas, I can't buy it, so forget about that. So literally DJI Mini 2, tiny drone, and this camera, which has got the Ulanzi wide angle lens on, because as we all know, the Sony ZV-1 isn't wide enough, right? Now throughout this video and maybe the next video, we're going to see how this whole camera handles everything from B-roll to random talking head stuff. By the way, we were staying in this amazing glamping spot above in Thornhill Field. Where is it? Thornfield Farm, which is the very top of Northern Ireland. Really good so far, even though I did get stung by a wasp. So quick tour. This is the Sony ZV-1 4K 24. This is very Shire-esque. So we've got like a little kind of closet thing here. Up here we have Mia.
Hi.
What are you doing?
Drawing a person.
Down here is another bunk. Oh, there you are. I didn't know there was anybody there.
Hi.
What's going on?
Good.
How's your holiday so far?
Good.
Look at that for depth of field. So there's an example of low light. Then let's go do the rest of the tour of this glamping pod. By the way, this is our actual bed, not jar, but this is our bed. It's like a Murphy bed that pulls down. Surprisingly comfortable. Down here we have a tiny little kitchenette thing. So there is a mini fridge. Oh, flies in the fridge. Awesome. I'm gonna kill you, fly. And inside here is a surprisingly large bathroom, shower, poop house, sink, which is also double up for washing up. So the more I've been thinking about this Sony ZV-E10, would this actually suit a video like this, where literally you're packing everything except the kitchen sink and you really want to bring a camera full of lenses? So we're going to explore this throughout this video. But what else can we do? Of course, something else that you're going to do is take a lot of photographs. As you can see from those photographs, you can take some really spectacular photographs with something like the Sony ZV-1. Now, I'm doing something with the photos that a lot of you mightn't be doing, and I'm going to give this tip towards the end of the video. It's a couple of settings that you're going to have to change, and there's a little bit of work, but you can get really incredible photos. Now, speaking of things that are incredible and spectacular, check this out. Anyway, so Sony ZV-1 is great, but it's not going to do everything. You're not going to be able to pull off shots that you just saw, that little montage of the Musselin Temple up here in the very kind of tip end of Northern Ireland. It's about 6 hours from home, and we're here for a couple of days. So this is another test for the Sony ZV-1. Is it still the kind of perfect travel camera for vlogging or for whatever you want to do? doesn't really matter what gear you have. If you've been watching me for a while, you know what I'm going to say, but it doesn't really matter what gear you have. Drones, cameras, whether it's single lens camera like the Sony ZV-1 or one with thousands of lenses. Here's the thing, if you don't have some kind of plan, some kind of story, and we're not talking necessarily once upon a time, then it's just kind of fancy looking footage. And fancy looking footage without a story is dog shit. For me today, like, my story essentially with the Sony ZV-1 is, honestly, is it's still a good travel camera. So that's the story I'm presenting to you. That was the hook at the start. Now we're kind of halfway through, 3/4 of the way through the video, maybe, I don't know. And we're seeing how it's doing with photography, time lapses, slow motion, all that kind of stuff. So you guys can go, yeah, you know what, actually maybe that is enough. Or you're thinking, I don't know, I need more. So that's where the story is, and we'll get to the payoff at the end, which would be my take on the whole thing. And also that tip on how to make your photographs from the Sony ZV-1 absolutely 10 times better than they ever were before. But I know there's a lot of you do struggle with the story side of it, and it doesn't really have to be once upon a time. Good on, sir?
What?
Good on, sir? Hold on. Story can be whatever you want, and like the mic faced the wrong way, and I really don't want to go back inside here anymore on retaking this. But for an example, this thing that's on the floor that you come across, leave a comment if you know what this is. They don't look like a jellyfish to me. Yeah. Maybe there's a story in that. I discover this crazy sea monster at the beach. I'm trying to figure out what it is, and you go from the story of you researching it and all that kind of stuff. But that's not really an amazing example, but it's about the beginning, middle, and end. The beginning to set up the middle, the transition, and the end is the kind of the payoff, what the whole thing is. You just have to have some kind of plan. When you're starting out, it's not going to be the best plan, but the more you get into it, the better it should be. Like, hopefully this video for me is better than video I made 3 years ago, and this video is seen as the Sony ZV-1 still the perfect travel camera. Let me know right now in the comments how this whole thing is going, and we're going to get to that epic tip for the photos in the Sony ZV-1 very, very soon. There's a guy up there somewhere, you might be able to see him. He's flying a drone. Is he creating the story, or is he just taking a couple of photographs? But that's the thing, it's not about the tools, it's about the, you know what I'm gonna say. How do you make your photos pop? And then we're going to get into a few thoughts on the Sony ZV-1 when it comes to, is it still the perfect travel camera? So, auto bracket exposure, that's all you need. So essentially what this is, the camera is going to take 3 photographs all in one go. One that's underexposed, one that's pretty well exposed, and then one that's overexposed. The next step you got to do then is blend all of these together. Now, it's not that hard. In fact, if you're using Photoshop or Lightroom, it's really, really easy. HDR merge, that's it, done, and you get an amazing looking photograph. And put a quick grade on it and you're good to go. So that's how you can really take your photos to the next level with the Sony ZV-1, or indeed any camera that offers this bracket exposure. Thoughts on the Sony ZV-1, is it still the perfect travel camera? Well, here's the thing. Hang on, what do you think? Is this still the perfect travel camera?
Yeah, it's amazing.
This camera just packs so much in. You've got the audio quality, which it's not the best, it's not the worst either. Although right now I'm using a Harmonic XR XM1, which is a tiny little cheap $30 mic. Now, the big thing, you've got the photo quality. You've seen the photos in this video. It's got the video quality. You've seen the video quality. You're watching it right now. And picture profiles, color science, everything is kind of in here. It really is still the perfect travel camera. But as for the Sony ZV-E10, I don't think it's for me. Not for a travel camera, because I really don't want to be swapping lenses. I don't want to be changing things around. I don't want to be worrying about the really crap stabilization that's in the Sony ZV-E10. However, the fact that lenses offer that functionality, it really makes you think about what exactly you're going to be shooting. From a photography perspective, from a video perspective. You know, with a zoom lens, I could really zoom in down there, get a nice shot of a bird or whatever there. But to tell you guys the truth, the thought of having to drag a couple of lenses around the place, nah, ain't gonna happen. Sony ZV-1 still is an amazing travel camera. Combine this with something like the DJI Mini 2 and you've kind of got all bases covered. So until there's a Sony ZV-2, my go-to camera in the bag for traveling and documenting stuff when we're out and about. Like, this is a great opportunity for us to document a family kind of vacation. We're taking a couple of days off. Sony ZV-1 all the way. You know, making these videos is fun and all, but yeah, getting home even just to the car is another thing. By the way, you Game of Thrones fans should recognize all around here, because, well, if you know Theon Greyjoy, you know the Iron Islands. This is where you go from. So anyway, that's a bonus. If there's another video after this, I haven't died.